Hello, and welcome to Sam and Max Surfin' the Streams. I'm Max Williams, and with me as always is Sam Richards. How are you, Sam?
Cool. What's good?
Lots is good. Our channel, the new version of our channel is doing good. We're talking about some good stuff, and we got Star Trek Discovery, episode 2 of season 2 tonight.
Disco.
So this episode was called New Eden. And cool. So it was interesting. I thought it was one of the more original series feeling episodes of all of them, just because we went to a planet and there was humans there.
Right, famous Star Trek quote trope.
Right, exactly.
What are these humans doing here?
And so what happens is that the Discovery follows the red light from another one of the 7 red lights. The first one led them to that asteroid field where they could save the crew of that Federation ship.
Right.
And now this one, which they spore jump to in the Beta Quadrant.
Right, all the way, boom, into the Beta Quadrant, which I believe Klingons and Romulans both exist in, technically, but they're like on the border between the Alpha and the Beta Quadrants. Right,
that's my understanding as well, is that the Romulan Empire tends to make up much of the Beta Quadrant, which is one of the reasons why it's unexplored. But it's real questionable. They haven't stuck to strict continuity throughout the shows. You know, the Romulans definitely are called part of the Alpha Quadrant during the whole Dominion War.
That's true.
So what happens is Disco does a spore jump. They plug Stamets in and do a spore jump to the Beta Quadrant, and they find a planet where there's a signal coming off the planet, like a weird distress signal. When they zoom in on their view screen, there's like a wooden church down there, like a little village.
Yeah, a little village.
And they go down and find out that these people were magically, basically,
seemingly
teleported off of Earth during World War III.
Yeah.
And to this planet
by the Beta Quadrant.
By the Red Angel.
Yeah.
And the planet that they're on is about to suffer a massive catastrophe that will wipe out all life on it because there's a meteor storm that's about to start slamming into the planet, I believe, right?
I believe the meteors are actually bringing high radiation, which will sweep the planet in radiation, killing everybody.
Right, and the meteors are coming out of one of the rings on the planet, right? The planet has a bunch of crazy rings going around it.
Yes, it does.
So,
like 3 rings.
Stamets in this episode reveals to Tilly that the reason he doesn't like to spore drive anymore is because he saw Hugh in the spore drive during the last season.
Yeah.
And that sets Tilly off on trying to find an alternate way to power the spore drive that doesn't involve Stamets. So she carves off a chunk of the dark matter rock that's hovering in the shuttle bay, very stupidly by herself.
By herself. She goes and does does a very precise, finicky experiment on her own. Yeah, it's very dangerous.
It's very dangerous, and she does get hurt.
And she gets hurt, yeah.
And starts seeing... At first, it seems like this really random, annoying girl has just shown up and is just like, I'm going to be a cheerleader for Tilly.
Right. I thought she was part of the medical staff.
It seemed that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you pointed out while we were watching it, wait, she said she was alone when
she was in the cargo bay. Yeah, she got chewed out by Saru.
Right.
For being alone in the cargo bay.
But then this girl mentioned, I'm the one I was there with you in the cargo bay when you did this.
Right, I saw you get hurt.
And at the end of the episode, Tilly looks up the service record of this person and discovers that they were killed in the Klingon War.
Right, yeah.
And that was somebody she went to Starfleet Academy with.
Yeah, somebody she knew.
So they're heavily laying the groundwork for Dr. Colbert and maybe others to come back to life. Man, how weird would it be if they somehow used the spore drive technology to bring back to life a ton of the people who were killed during the war?
Oh, that would be so weird.
It'd be super weird.
Jason Isaacs popping out of the Spore Network.
So the primary thrust of the episode is this argument between Burnham and Pike about whether or not they have to maintain the Prime Directive, still known here as General Order 1, when speaking to these backwards hillbillies who are actually humans and technically Like, Burnham says that, no, we should tell them what's happening. Like, science is king. Like, screw the Prime Directive. Let's tell these people who they are. Right. And Pike is very hard line. Like, no, these people are at a certain level of technology. They've got a whole culture here. They count as a new species now. And we are not going to reveal any of the truth to them.
Well, they're just... they're so wrapped up in their mythology of the Red Angel that, it probably would be dangerous to start preaching about how awesome science is.
And that's the thing, is that I'm not sure about the tone that the episode went for, because several times I really thought that they were playing the people on the planet as sinister. Like, oh no, they're going to get them. Like, oh no, something weird is happening here.
Right, like the guy.
The guy's going to get punished badly. Like, when they showed, the first guy shows up and finds them in the church, and he's like, why aren't you in the fields? I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, that is an ominous line.
But then they were just like normal. They were just farmers. He just really wanted to know why they weren't in the fields, like genuinely.
Yeah.
And they've got the one guy. Turns out it's the guy who was in charge. Like, his family has been in charge of keeping the beacon alive, just in case.
The beacon.
And it seems really sad at first because he like discovers who they are, and Pike is like really, really, really set on not revealing to this guy the truth, even when the guy's like yelling the truth in his face.
Yeah.
And he does come around at the end, but it really seems like they're just going to leave him there, like, with nothing at first.
Yeah, make him, because he saw them transporting away, it looked like Red Angel came and abducted them.
Right. And so if they hadn't needed to go back for that camera, for the camera footage from when they got, the church got abducted, it's questionable whether Pike would have even gone back and talked to the guy.
That's true. Burnham did kind of like slip it in there that, hey, since we're going back anyway.
Right. And then Pike still gave him a power cell.
A power cell.
A power cell that will never go dead. Those are cool power cells.
That was a cool power cell. I look forward to the day when our batteries are these big glowing orbs.
Oh, my battery's dead. It's not glowing anymore. And I gotta say, the actual like action save when they had to use the gravity from the dark matter rock in their bay in order to do a slingshot maneuver and come around and magnetically haul all of the falling rocks away from that was a pretty cool moment.
That was a Star Trek moment.
It was. Although I don't love how in both episodes this season they've decided to make Detmer, the pilot, be kind of like, well, I don't know what to do until I know what to do. Because that happened in the first episode when they were doing the pod thing. And Brenham's like, oh, do you got him? Do you got them? And Detmer's like, yes! But then she's like shaking her head no to the other person. And then in this one, the same thing. Where it's like, oh, you're going to have to do like a donut across the space in this area. And she's like, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Funny. It is weird. I don't know if that's the way to go if you're going to start defining the characters of the bridge crew.
Yeah, well, anything is something for the bridge crew.
Right, and they made it seem like this episode we were finally getting a little focus on somebody because they brought Aweshikun on the mission because she was raised in a Luddite community and was going to get along well with the people who were essentially Luddites themselves.
Yep.
And then there was literally no reason for her to be there for the rest of the episode.
That's true. She didn't do anything on the planet.
She did not do anything. Like, at no point when any of the people were talking to the away team did she talk. It was always Pike or Burnham.
Yeah. Yeah, her presence on the planet was unnecessary.
She scienced them out of the basement with the magnet. Like, and she got the door unlocked from underneath. That's the one thing.
Yeah, okay.
Right, but it's almost like they were writing the script and were like, oh shit, we made it important that she come on the mission and forgot to ever do anything.
Right, forgot to do something with Aweshikun.
So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it, I think.
That is what happened in the episode.
Yeah. We did get the revelation that Spock, we found out where Spock is. We found out that he committed himself to a Federation asylum.
Right.
Which, we have seen a Federation asylum. We only saw a prison in Enterprise, not an asylum, where they were keeping Dr. Soong.
Right. Yeah.
But
it's Federation asylum. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, it's like, does Federation have like a big problem with mental illness? Like, I feel like this science-based show would be pushing for we discovered the chemical imbalances behind most things you would be committed for and solve them with science.
That's true, but there might be some holdovers from the eugenics wars.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Depending on the timeline.
And they get asylumed?
Yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah.
So maybe next episode we'll get some Spock. They're teasing the hell out of it, man. They really.
Yeah. Well, they're teasing the hell out of a few things.
Yeah.
Well, kind of everything. Red Angel and the people stuck in the mycelial network.
Oh, yeah.
And Spock.
Yeah, this is a very serialized show. Don't try to hop in for an episode of this one, baby.
No, unfortunately not.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening to the review.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we don't give actual letter reviews or number reviews or anything, but
we don't the way we do with the comics. But
it was an all right episode.
It was all right so far. Like, it's solid 2 episodes. Like, it's not amazing stuff yet. We haven't gotten, like, neither of these episodes has been as good as even the best episodes of the first season.
True.
But overall, I mean, it's worth a watch. Like, it's getting trekkier, slightlier,
right?
You know, by each episode.
Yeah. Hopefully, it continues to get better.
Indeed. All right. Well, again, thanks everybody. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, and we will see you next time.
Yep.